A call for solitude in order to bring in everything that you want. Let's get into it. Hi guys, it's Michelle Patterson here with Angel Souls, and this is our weekly reading, angelic reading, for the week beginning March 19th, 2018. Let's just dive right in. Why the heck not? So we had Jeremiah come forward. Archangel Jeremiah is all about reviewing your life. He's thought to be the one that helps you, how do I say this? When you get to the other side, go over your whole life plan. Make sure that you hit everything that you meant to hit. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find the page now. I don't know where it is. Where did I write this in this book? What the heck? Anyway, but he can also help you do a life review while you're still in your physical form, okay? So there's this real call to kind of back off, release, to spend some time in solitude. Here we go. Oh, I put this in, I like began writing in a weird spot in the book. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, I can just kind of give you the overall feel here first. And that is to, number one, just first and foremost, stop pushing on things, okay? Stop pushing on it. Stop worrying that things are not going to turn out the way that you want them to, or that somehow you're going to lose, or you're going to get taken advantage of, or somebody else is going to get what you thought belonged to you, you know, so on and so forth. Okay, so it says separation. So that was the first word that came out. It was like separation. It really felt, think of like Jesus going off on his own for a while. It's that kind of feeling, that needing the solitude for the soul searching, okay? So separation, time away, loved ones at a distance. Okay, so a lot of us are unplugging. So if you're teenagers, for example, if you have kids and your teenagers are wanting to just spend some time alone in their room, let them do it, okay? This is probably a week where a lot has broken open. We're going to have to let some thoughts kind of settle. Again, it's really introspective. My goodness. Okay, that is what I was trying to say. Going within, all that good stuff, but listening to your own authentic voice. There's also this feeling too, I have a very specific person in mind, and it's not anybody who's in my life. It's somebody I've come across doing this work who, I won't go too far into it, but this person is not healthy, and they really kind of feed on other people. They love to diminish people, you know, so on and so forth. And I'm bringing that up because I feel a lot of you probably have someone like that within your life, and that person just kind of popped up as an example. So you might find if people are trying to tell you that you're bad for wanting some alone time, or you're bad for liking this person or that person, they're judging you for your choices. They're judging you for living your own life. For a lot of you out there, this is where the light turns on. The light just comes on and you see them for who they are. And I don't know, there could be, is this going to be, it's not to scare anybody, but is this going to be a week where everybody gets divorced and, steps away from everybody? No, but I think you're going to start, the blinders are coming off and you're starting to not accept what you're seeing. So I'm not going to lie, some of you could be a little rattled by this. You might, your insides might be twisting and kind of like, your energetic centers are trying to tell you this isn't the right thing for you anymore. This isn't the right relationship. This isn't the right job. But it goes beyond that. It always goes beyond that, okay? I know everybody likes hearing about what's going on the surface. Me too. But this is more about, I don't like how things are. I don't like that I'm disconnected from my soul most of the time, because it's what happens when we get really wound up in things. We get disconnected from source. We get disconnected from spirit. You're not actually disconnected, but our awareness of it becomes disconnected. Okay. So it says the time is needed. Be ready as solitude. And then they kind of went silent for a little bit. And I was like, clearer, please. As solitude rests your weariness. Solitude, the silence. So think of this as like a speeding train. Okay, common analogy, I suppose, but a speeding train. And you don't even know where you're heading anymore. You just know that you're full speed ahead. But if you don't know what's ahead, you know what I mean? Like, you need to like slow your roll a little bit. This is, again, look at where you are. Do a little bit of review of your life. Do you like how things have gone? Have you felt the need for change for a while now? Okay, so some clarity coming. If you need help with that clarity, you can work with Archangel Michael as well. And Gabriel's coming forward now to help you envision a new future. Archangel Nathaniel. Do not work with Archangel Nathaniel until you are ready. Okay? Ugh. Anyway, I can put the warning out there. No, I don't know if people are going to listen, but all right. So it says, not all must occur now. So you got plenty of time. You don't have to keep, steamrolling your own life just to make things happen. Give space and time for all your desires. A part of you wants to be heard. A part of you wants to be heard, has perhaps given up that you would not rest, or given up that you would rest. So I got the feeling from that, it's like some layer of you, if you want to see it that way, is trying to get your attention, is trying to tell you something, whether you think of that as your inner child or, however you want to see that, trying to get your attention to let you know something, okay? And we get so wound up in taking control of our lives that, we can't hear the guidance as it's coming through, I guess is what we're getting at here. Okay, the times are calling you to action. However, you must be still. Okay, and it's very underlined. You must be still. Too many of you are caught in the thin layer of your existence. So I always say that, this would be a lot of people. This is a lot of people I read for. Very stuck up in the intellect. And that's just the mental body is just one layer of you. And you have this whole heart center that has its own intelligence as well. And a lot of times people will not let that be activated. Right? So I always say, you've got to be balanced between the heart, wisdom, and the intellect. So this is saying too many of you are caught up in that mental body. And here, oh my gosh, nothing can flow. I can't read my own handwriting. This happens every week. And it's because, if you auto-write, this happens. Your hand just kind of goes. So let me see if I'm going to muddle through this. And here, nothing can flow. You grow frustrated from limitations, but they come from your own narrow view. Please do not do this to yourselves, okay? Expand your awareness, all right? The story is interesting, but your true selves, as always, are calling you forward. There is depth to be discovered. From here, watch as your story changes to match who you are, now. This is, I'm leaning on my leg hey, sorry, I'll sit up. To match who you are now. Do not hang on to the past, for it is there as a lesson, not a repeating story. Okay, so we need to kick out of some of these patterns. And it says, be at one and with love, Archangel Jeremiah. So, we could sit here and talk about this. I feel like sometimes they come in and they're really trying to get us to understand something, and we just don't kick out of our old patterns. We just don't. So I think if you can make a concerted effort this week to observe, the people around you, to observe yourself, your reaction to things, where do you start to feel a lot of fear because you feel like things are out of your control? Where are you controlling others? There are a lot of people who get personal readings with me and they want to know what somebody else is thinking or feeling or what their destiny is. And that's not okay. I know there are a lot of readers out there who will give into that to make money, and I'm not one of them. So it is what it is. But that's us being way too controlling. And I'm guilty of this too. This this reading here, this AutoWrite was for me as well. One of the things that's just been all consuming in the past 2 weeks is finding a different car. I mean, it has stressed me to tears. I ended up getting a little bit of a cold because I got run down and stressed out and overwhelmed and, all of these things. And I'm still not done. I still have to tie up a few loose ends. But, over a car? I mean, really, I'm going to get disconnected over a car? So, this would be the time to just let, we full moons and all these ceremonies and everything. We always talk about the cleansing, the clearing, and getting all of it out. But that's not enough. You can cleanse and clear, but you got to look at what is then left behind, right? This would be the equivalent of somebody who just kind of as we say, broom sweeps their home, but they never give it a deep cleaning, right? They never really look at what's in the closets. They just ignore it. And pretty soon it's gonna come to the surface. So do that for your own energy this week. Kind of do a life review. Be still. Spend some time alone. However you want to do that. Okay. If you want to be out in nature, whatever. Okay. Let's get on to the cards. All right, guys, let's get on to the card portion of the reading. I'm really loving the crystal cards by Rochelle Sharman and the color deck. We're going to pull one card from that by Ina Segal. If you would like to get a personal reading with me, please do it. It's awesome. Come and let me read for you. Just go to my website at angelsouls444.com, the services page. Please go over to Gumroad, check out the courses that I have there. I am coming out with that new series where I'm doing little phases, to put our spiritual work into practice. I'm going to be filming a couple more of those today. I hope so. If everything goes well, I will be filming a couple more of those. And just so you know that series, the workshop series, that is meant for you to do each one for 21 days. Okay, now if you want to layer them up and do them for 21 days, there's only one up. The first one's up. Oh, my camera turned off. Scared me. The first one is decompress. So that just gets you into a calm, peaceful place, but make sure you're doing that for 21 days. Next one will be clearing, and the one after that will be worthiness. You can do them all in the same day for 21 days, but make sure that you start with decompressing, okay, and kind of follow it in sequence. All right. I am also sending out newsletters. I'm trying that out. So it's really funny, and I really want to address this because I got with a marketing thing, like a marketing program where I can send out newsletters easier, okay? And people are coming back going, I never signed up for your newsletter. Yeah, you did, okay? I wouldn't have your email address if you didn't, okay? So please just remember that I'm not trying to spam everybody. You signed up for it. Now, if you don't want to be a part of it, you're free to unsubscribe. But, if you do want to be a part of it, get over to my website. Again, it's angelsouls444.com. It's right on the front page there. And of course, anybody who would like to support me on Patreon, I always leave all that information down below, and I appreciate it so, so very much. All right. I think that's it. Let's get on to it here. Let's see what else we have. Let me just clear these out a little bit. All right. Let's get into it. You guys are turning a corner here, okay? Strength and courage, and the courage to try something new. I really feel like this is, it has this feeling of people really disconnecting from you know what? I don't want to do that anymore. You know what? That's not who I am anymore. And watch it, because people from your past who might be getting jealous about who you've become, they might try to really drag you into the past. Now, for the AutoWrite, we had Archangel Jeremiah come up, who also helps with past lives. I meant to say that in the AutoWrite. And I don't know about you, but I have people in my life who love dragging me back into the past. Remember when you were, 5 and you said this? Oh my God, you were so feisty. Do you remember that? And I'm like, Courage just came up. So far we have success, courage, and they're very golden color cards. Letting go. Beautiful. That goes hand in hand with the clearing video I'm about to do. And patience. Well, okay. It's a hurry up and wait kind of thing. So let's get into it here. The first card is Orpiment Success. You are getting to your success, but you're going to have to make some changes. You're going to have to not just sit back and go, you know, I don't like how things are. I'm pulling that example from myself. I'm like, I don't like how things are. I want things to be better. I want to reach more people. I want more people to come to me so I can connect with them. And, you know, how do I do that? And what platform? And, you know, and can I handle it? And you know, all this stuff. So just know that the steps to your success as a soul in a human body. Okay, this isn't success as in, yeah, I get my degree from Yale. I mean, good for you if you did, but it's not about that. It's about how many people have you been in contact, like I said, contact with, and, you know, how much love do you share, and what are you learning as a soul? How are you learning to cope in this story? Now, cope is kind of a heavy word, but it did come up just now, so I want to be authentic to that and not try to edit. Let me just fill this out for a second. Yeah, because we have this next card, which is Courage. Tiger's Eye, which it's also very protective. So this is saying you're okay to start looking in a different direction. It really does feel like how you show up in this world. So it's not just about one little area of your life. This is more about having the courage to let more of your authentic self come on out. And we as humans, we have to make everything mean something. Everything has to mean something. So like people might see Tiger's Eye, courage. Oh, that means I'm going to have the courage to write my book. It means I'm going to have the courage to, it can mean that, but please don't stop there. It's far deeper than that. It's about sitting in that stillness and saying, how may I serve? Show me. Show me. And then sitting back and being okay with what shows up. There is a little bit of caution being thrown out there as well. We don't want to just make up meanings around things, okay? So what I mean by that is, and I've done this myself. Again, it's all from experience. I've done this thing where I've put a question out to the angels, or I've put a question out to the universe, and then something kind of serendipitous might happen. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is my big break, and that wasn't it. Or, oh my gosh, that's the person I was probably supposed to hang out with, and that wasn't it, right? Because we get so excited in the mental body for things to click and make sense and come together. We love a good, tight story. We love a good, tight story. We get so hung up on that we're not paying attention to how we feel in our bodies. Okay? So if that person that you thought was the person being divinely sent to you, maybe when they come around you, your whole gut just wrenches. We mentioned that, I believe, in the AutoWrite as well. And, you know, like the red flags are going up. But because your mental self wants to believe it so badly, you'll just overlook all that and be like, no, that's fine. It's fine. No, this is cool. That means spirit is real. Because that's really what most people are doing. Trying to twist things into meaning so that there's some confirmation that source is there and source hasn't forgotten them. But that isn't, that's like watching a cartoon and thinking it's real life. That's not it. Okay? Source is experienced in every cell of your body. So, and it can be a quiet, peaceful, very subtle shift. Okay? Even in how you approach people and how you change your own energy. Okay? So have courage to be successful. Don't let yourself get held back. So the next card we have here is Kyanite Blue, Letting Go. Now, blue kyanite is very effective for clearing out all of your chakras. And this letting go goes hand in hand with the AutoWrite. You have to let go of what you think you know. We all have to stop putting so much pressure on ourselves to be right. You know, and I'll share this with you guys because I think it might be helpful. The work that I do and the experience that I personally have had through the work that I do has been so valuable in understanding human nature. So often I have people come to me and it's almost like they're listing their credentials. I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. This is how spiritual I am. And yet the spiritual plug is still just dangling there. It's not plugged into anything. So you can go off and read all the books. You can take all the seminars. It doesn't mean that you're connected. It doesn't mean that you're implementing what you've learned. Because here's the thing. I see a lot of it. I'll share this with you just quickly. I have a lot of my ego to kind of get a little like boo-hoo, because I'm looking at some other people on YouTube, and there's spiritual channels as well, and they're getting over 100,000 subscribers, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I only have almost 42,000, and I've been up here a long time. Like, why don't I have as many subscribers? And I watch these channels, and I'm like, okay, again, not trying to bash anybody. I'm just trying to use this as an example. It's me comparing myself to other people, which is already a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I should put that judgment on it. But it got me into a low space. It lowered my self-esteem. It made me feel like I wasn't doing well enough. A lot of these other channels, they give a lot of stuff away for free, okay? And they probably exhaust themselves, and that's fine. If that's what they're into, that's amazing. But I know a lot of them, too, they just tell people what they want to hear, and they're very comforting. And heck, that's why I'm there, too. That's why I'm one of their subscribers, because I like listening to their voice. I like seeing their faces. I like hearing their interpretation of spirit. But that isn't the only way that source can reverberate in a human being. Humans are here to experience what the range of emotion is. It's very unique to this realm, okay? So it can be just as spiritual to fall into the shadow, to fall into maybe a lower frequency. You hear a lot of people be like, no, it's all about the high frequency. Careful. You guys know, I don't fit in with anybody. Not really. I really don't. I've lived my entire existence kind of in the margins, just observing and watching how things are going. And when I do dip in and I try to go, hey, this is what I'm seeing, it usually clashes with what people have programmed themselves to understand. And they hate it. And so there's a lot of backlash. And, so on and so forth. But, I don't think that there needs to be anything wrong with saying, you know what, today I feel sad. Or today I don't feel well. I'm fighting a cold. Does that mean I'm a bad person? I manifested my cold? I think that we have to be careful about taking a narrow view of spirituality and treating it like it's just, I've said this before, checking off something on our human resume. Okay? So please, the people who are watching this, and like I've said, this is a smaller audience than some other spiritual channels. Please hear this. Please don't. Oh, that's my phone going nuts. Ooh, and it's like ding, ding, ding. It's never done that before. So maybe we're on to something here. It's just a sign. Anyway, please don't fall in with people who claim to be experts on everything. Stop it. Stop. Who claim to be experts on everything. The person I was thinking of as an example before, just out of curiosity, I popped onto his Facebook page. And it turned my stomach. He's the master of everything. He knows everything. Wow. And unfortunately, those are the people that convince everybody else that they don't know anything. Okay? And we've talked about this. You end up being food for them. Please be in your own strength. Please be in your integrity. You're not bad if you feel bad. Okay? It's part of your human experience. Don't deny yourself that. You're learning how to come through that, okay? So it's not something that you just want to stay there and hope that someone can come save you. It's you're learning what that experience is and how can you regain your positivity, okay? So we talk about not spiritually sidestepping as well. That's all a part of that, okay? So then we have pyromorphite patience. Here's another thing. Oh, I did this and that, and then I got this degree, and now I'm good. Or I got certified. Certified. I won't go there. I won't go there. Have patience with the process, okay? Have patience with yourself. Not everything's going to happen in this week, okay? It is about taking your time. It is about letting yourself be human. That's a simplistic way to put it. Okay. So let me just clear this deck out and we shall get our color card. Let's see what we have here. I'm going to guess, and purely a guess, sapphire. Let's see. One more shuffle. Maybe one more after this. Okay. Now we're going to choose. Here we go. And the card is, oh man, where were you, Sapphire? Making me look bad. It's burgundy. Awaken your passion. The number is 10. 10 is completion. It's done. Time for a fresh beginning. And awakening your passion. This is saying, what have you denied in yourself because you were taught that that's not what you were supposed to want? Or, one of the things, I work with people on relationships quite a bit and diving into their energetic patterns and helping them release that so that they can, get a very, very healthy relationship going. And a lot of times, we all get preached to that, you're supposed to be married by a certain age. Your marriage is supposed to look like this. And people will completely contort their human experience to match what they think it should be. And it's so fake. It's so fake. You want to know what gets me riled? Fake gets me riled. Okay? That's something that kind of, I don't like it. So this is, if you're authentic, your passions are going to awaken. But you have to have patience. Okay? So if it's like, I've always wanted to learn how to play piano, for example. And I've always had big dreams of being a great performer. First of all, you need to look at that. Why is it important that I be on a stage and that people see me? Do I need something from that energy? What am I getting out of that? But your passion may be having to start from zero, right? And learn it and go through all the, the steps of getting a teacher and practice and what have you. But I think overall, this is saying, you're going to find little successes and being patient with yourself and giving yourself this alone time to hear your own inner voice, to hear what you really want to do. Okay? And I'll give you another example before we sign off. Last week, was it last week? Yeah. I did that little cooking show thing. I actually did it for my second channel, the Elevon channel, but I thought you guys might like it too. I had such fun just letting my comedic side come out, because doing these kinds of videos is usually sometimes kind of heavy and a little very serious and, by the book kind of thing. And it was fun to let loose and just joke around and be silly. And I might want to do more of that, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what this next week brings. So we will leave it there, guys. Have a beautiful week. And of course, as always, I am sending you so much love. Take care.